766. People of the state of Michigan versus Jair Banks. And discharged in count 1, homicide, murder, first degree premeditated, juvenile defendant. Count 2, homicide, felony murder, juvenile defendant. Count 3, assault with intent to murder. Appearances for the rest.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is James Kehoe. My P number is 82812.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Ben Gunning. My bar number is P43716, and I represent Mr. Banks.
Tell me your name, sir.
Jair Banks.
There's the date and time set for your examination. Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
And I believe the people say they have one witness, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have any preliminary matters before you fire witness?
Just a couple, Your Honor. First, I believe for exam purposes only, there's going to be a stipulation as to the identification of the deceased, Mr. Terry Adams.
So stipulated for exam purposes.
That's correct.
Court received that stipulation.
Second, Your Honor, this time I move for the admission of proposed exhibit number 1, which is the medical examiner's report as it pertains to Mr. Adams.
So stipulated.
Court received that stipulation and admitted.
Your Honor, may I publish a copy of the report?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Can I just read a portion of that to the record, Your Honor?
Yes.
This is from ME case number 23-15649 by Dr. Wilkman Sung on Tyrese Adams back on December 20th, 2023. It is my opinion that death was caused by multiple gunshot wounds. There were 3 gunshot wounds present on the body, 2 to the head and 1 to the right shoulder. There was gunpowder stippling noted on the skin surrounding GSW number 1. And then perforating gunshot wound to the head labeled GSW number 1. There was a through and through close range entrance gunshot wound above the left eyebrow with faint gunpowder stippling involving the skin of the left eye and upper left cheek. Wound track proceeded through the left frontal bone, left frontal lobe of the brain, brainstem, right cerebellum, right occipital bone, and ended at an exit wound on the right occipital scalp. Wound track was from front to back, left to right, and downward. Perforating gunshot wound to the face, GSW number 2. There was a grazed gunshot wound around midline of the inferior tip of the nose. Wound track continued into the right upper lip, fractured multiple teeth, and ended as a tangential exit gunshot wound on the right angle of the mouth. The wound track was from front to back, left to right, and downward. A deformed bullet jacket fragment was recovered from within the mouth and retained. Perforating gunshot wound to the right shoulder, labeled GSW number 3. There was a through and through entrance gunshot wound on the anterior right deltoid. Wound track proceeded through the soft tissue on the right upper arm and ended in an exit wound on the posterior right deltoid. The wound track was from front to back, slightly left to right, and slightly downward. A deformed bullet jacket fragment was recovered from within the right shoulder and retained. The manner of death is homicide, and that was signed by Dr. Sung on February 15th of this year, 2022.
And Your Honor, I have no further preliminary matters.
Okay, call your witness.
At this time, we call Tyrell Adams. So stand. I guess, Judge, I should ask for a mutual word of sequestration with the exception of the officer in charge.
Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, if you are a witness or potential witness, I'm ordering you to step into the hallway as present on the circuit. Give your name to the young lady seated there. Give me your name and spell. Please raise your right hand, sir. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please have a seat there. Speaking to that microphone, that your left that has the white on. There you go. Yes. Make
All right.
when you're ready.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Adams, could you just state your name for the record, please, sir?
Tyrell Adams.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to draw your attention back to December 20th, 2023 at the address of 14958 Lavin Street, okay?
Okay.
What were you doing at that location?
We was in a house.
What kind of house was it?
It was a trap house.
And what were you doing at the trap house?
We was in there chilling.
I'm sorry?
We was in there chilling.
You were in there chilling? Were you doing anything else besides chilling there?
No, nothing else.
Were you selling that day?
You said what I'm selling?
Yes.
No,
What about boy and girl?
I mean, yeah, but that wasn't me.
Okay, was someone there selling with you?
Yeah,
Who was that?
my brother,
And what was your brother's name?
Tyrese Adams.
When that case starts, who all's with you at the 11th Street entrance?
It was me, Riz, Sleaze, Love.
Before the incident, I want to talk about that, but before the incident, who's there? Oh, remember no swearing, remember?
Huh?
No swearing, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so who was there before the incident happened?
It was just me, my brother, and Riz.
Okay. And how do you know Risk?
I knew him because he was around.
How long have you seen Risk around?
I'm gonna say for a year.
For about a year?
Yeah.
And you say he's around, what do you guys do when Risk is around?
And he was just sitting around trying to get some money with.
Okay, when you say sitting around trying to get money, was he there at the house with you?
Yeah.
Anywhere else that you and Risk and your brother would hang out?
Nah, my brother didn't even know.
Okay,
He's not my brother.
okay, so you knew Risk from hanging around on Latin.
Yeah.
Okay, silly question, but what city is Latin Street in?
Detroit.
And you referred to Risk and you kind of nodded your head to him. Do you see Risk in the courtroom today?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. So at the time of this incident, did you know Risk's real name?
JR.
And do you see JR in the courtroom?
Yeah, right over there.
So you're pointing to your right. Could you just identify an article of clothing that he's wearing and say where he's seated in the courtroom?
He wearing a blue sweater. And he over there next to his attorney.
Your Honor, may the record reflect identification of the defendant in this matter?
So noted.
So at first, you indicated that it's you, Risk, and your brother. Is that fair?
Right.
Okay. What happens next?
While we there, it was this was 300 parked outside, like across the street.
Okay. Could you tell us who was in the 300?
No, I didn't know till they came in the house when they was outside.
So there's a 300 parked across the street, and then what happens next?
Well, they will the 300. Well, hold on. Cause you get mixed up. My brother, when the 300 was outside, my brother opened up the door for Riz.
Okay, so I'll stop you there. Let's make sure we get the timeline right, okay? So first, it's just you and your brother, correct?
Right.
And then you said that your brother opens the door.
Right. That's when the 300 was across the street here.
Okay, who comes in the front door?
Riz.
Does anyone come in with Risk at this point?
Nah.
Okay. So at this point, it's you, your brother, and Risk, fair?
Right.
For about how long is it just the three of you in the house?
Well, I'm saying we in there for like 5 minutes, 6.
Okay. What are you guys doing for those 5-6 minutes?
Yeah, we just got we in there chilling. Riz coming there when he came in, he just got to send some bull with them.
Okay, without swearing.
No swearing.
What did he say without swearing?
Well, I object, Your Honor. I mean, if I watched the preliminary examination before and I know the issues the prosecutor is trying to address, but if there were words said by parties there, I think those words should be testified to, not his interpretation of it.
I was just trying to cut down the swearing, Judge, but I'll get the direct quote. That's fine. I think it's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay if he says, if they swore, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell exactly what.
No, I understand the concern, from watching or reading the last exam.
Thank you. So, what did he say exactly, Mr. Adams? And you can swear.
All right, I'm asking like why you here? He's saying like we just riding through, and I just told him pull up here type thing.
Okay. After you have this exchange with Risk, what happens next?
Now I just told him I just told him you got a dick. I'll let him back out. Sleeve the love trying to come in.
So hold on. So You said he tried to go back out?
Yeah, I told him he got to go, so I'm letting him out.
Okay, so you let him out, and then what happens?
Extra sleeves and, low trying to come in,
Okay, where did they try to come in then?
the side down,
Okay, who was at the side door?
like outside or inside.
Inside.
Me and Rich.
Okay. What happens after they try to come in?
When they try to come in, well, when they try to come in, I let them in and jump. It was all in there.
Okay, so you let him in?
Right.
Had you talked to Lowe or Sleaze at this point?
No, never.
So Lowe and Sleaze come in. And you said you had never talked to them before?
No, I never talked to him before.
Had you ever seen your brother with these two individuals before?
Nah, he don't know nothing. He don't know nothing.
He doesn't know them?
Nah, nothing.
You said none of them, okay? I just want to make sure to speak clearly, okay?
All right, I'm trying to put the mic on.
You can put it on your lap, Mr. Adams.
All right.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point, there's the 5 of you in the house, is that correct?
All right.
Where do you guys go?
No, we now we in the living room.
You're in the living room?
All right.
Okay. What happens next in the living room?
While we in the living room, I let him in, we walked up, we in the living room now, Lotus was clutching, he up on me.
Hold up. You're speaking so loud that the.
My bad.
1 second. Thank you. So let's try this again. What happens next in the living room?
All right, so Lo was clutching, he up on me and my brother.
When you say he's clutching, what does it mean to you when you say he's clutching?
And he told me then,
He's got a gun?
yeah,
And then you said he upped on you and your brother. What does that mean?
like he pulled it out and put it on us.
What happens next?
Then he talking about where the payback,
Where the papers at?
yeah, where the money at.
Did you tell him?
No, I didn't know what he was talking about.
What happens after he asks you where the papers at?
After he asked me where the paper at, he told us to go down the basement, so we down the basement, risking sleeves upstairs, trying to look for the money.
Stop. So he tells you you're in the basement and this is low, correct?
All right,
Okay. What do you see Risk and Sleeves doing?
that's when we upstairs, so by the time we downstairs now, so I get, my opinion, they up there looking for the money. Whatever they look for.
But just to be clear, you can't see them while they're upstairs.
All right.
Okay. How long are you, and where's your brother when you're going downstairs?
My brother with me down the basement.
Okay, so it's you, Lo, and your brother downstairs?
Yeah,
How long are you, Lo, and your brother downstairs?
I'm gonna say for like good 5 minutes.
Okay. What's going on during that 5 minutes that it's you, Lo, and your brother?
All right, now that's when he told us to come up upstairs.
Who's he?
Love, he told us to come up upstairs.
Okay. Did you go upstairs?
No, I take that back. Sleeves came downstairs and said we gotta go upstairs. That's when we brought us back up. Now we upstairs.
So hold on, so I just want to be clear. So at first it's you, Lo, and your brother.
Right,
Okay, and then Sleaze comes downstairs?
right. He came back, yeah.
Okay. And then Sleaze is the one that says to come upstairs.
All right, because he came downstairs and grabbed us and we go upstairs, not back upstairs.
Okay, so at that point, all 4 of you go upstairs?
All right, 5.
When you say 5, what's Risk downstairs too?
Nah, you're right.
Well, I'm asking you, I wasn't there.
I guess what?
So the 4 of you go upstairs now. What happens next?
All right, now they can't find the money, so now they finna leave out. So while they finna leave out, they still had the gun pointing at my brother by the door. I'm on the other side. I'm on the couch side, like on the other side of the couch. So then when they finna leave out, they walking back this way. So while they leaving out this way, they leaving out. My brother by the door. Really, I mean, Low. That's when he still was clutching his gun, had his gun on my brother. That's when he let up a shot.
Hold on. Saying a lot, okay?
My bad.
It's okay. About how far are you from your brother at this point?
I'm like, I ain't that far. I can see what's going on.
Right, but were you about From me to you, were you closer or further?
I was like right there, or probably like a little closer, like right there.
So how about right back here? You said that?
Yeah, like come up a little closer, right there.
Okay.
Right.
About 8 feet, Mr. Gonick?
Yes.
You indicated that the couch was between the two of you?
No, the couch, it's a couch right, it's a couch right here, it's a couch on this side.
Okay. But the couches weren't between you.
Right, it was in between us, it was in the back, it was out the way, it was in the way.
You indicate at this point that Lowe still has the gun pointed at you?
Yeah, he don't got pointed at me, they can leave, he got pointed on my brother now.
Gotcha, okay, that's my bad. What's Risk doing at this point?
Rick, he told me about he laughing and then everything goofy.
I'm sorry?
He laughed and then everything funny.
Okay. Did he say anything
No, he didn't say nothing.
at that point?
Nah, he just wanted to record,
What do you mean by record?
like record the shots going on. That's the only thing he did.
What is he recording with?
His phone, a phone,
What's he recording?
and then just the shots.
Well, before the shots, what did Risk say?
He didn't say nothing.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Remember testifying about this previously?
Hold on. If I ain't mistaken, hold on. No, he didn't say nothing.
So you remember testifying about this previously?
Yeah, you talk about what you trying to say?
Well, I'm asking you about what Risk says.
Yeah, when he said shooters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm asking you, what did Risk say?
Oh, he said shooters.
When did he say shoot?
When they finna leave out, he got the gun, he was like, shooting, that's when the shots started going on.
Okay. Have there been any shooting prior to Risk saying?
Nah,
Okay. Did you, besides Lowe, how many firearms did you see?
one,
And that's just Lowe's?
right,
And I know he said to shoot, but what were his exact words?
like, wrist to the left.
Yeah.
He was like, man, fuck it, shoot these niggas.
They say shoot or something else?
Man, he said, fuck it, shoot these niggas, man.
And what happened is that first time I gunshot?
You said the first one?
I'm sorry?
You said the first shot?
No, how many?
I heard like, I'm gonna say it. I heard 3.
Starting with your brother, where was he when the gunshot started going off?
He was by the door, standing up by the door,
Which door?
the front door.
Where are you when the gunshot started?
I'm on the other side, like, by the hallway type thing.
Okay. And when the gunshot started going off, what do you do?
I was in the right, I was running in the back.
Okay. And then what happened?
Love court, that's when we got the shooting.
How many shots at this point?
I don't know how many times I got shot. I would say about 4.
Okay. Were you hit?
Yeah,
Where?
I got shot in my back, my hand, and took both of my thighs.
Both of your thighs?
Yeah, my legs.
Okay. What happens when you're hit?
And now I feel I was on the floor. I was on the floor. They left out. I heard them skirt up. I looked up. They took my down. They had my phone, so I'm like, I had to find the closest phone to me, so I found my other phone. So I called the boys, like, I need an ambulance and then.
Okay.
So then,
So if you're saying a lot. So first you couldn't find your phone, correct?
right,
Okay, so you had to go find the next closest phone.
right.
Do you know whose phone that was?
Yeah, that was my other phone.
Okay, so you had 2 phones.
Yeah,
And then you said you called your boys to get an ambulance?
no, I called like the boys, the police.
Oh, the police, I misheard you, that's okay. So you called the police, asked for an ambulance?
Yeah.
What'd you do next?
Well, they pulled up. What I do? I crawl to the couch so they can see me. So I stand up to the window so they can see me. So they found out what was going on. They came to the side door. And they came in.
How long did you stay in that house after the police got there?
I'm sorry, I stayed in there like for a good little minute. till the ambulance came,
And who got there first, the police or the ambulance?
the police.
And once the ambulance, arrives, where do you go?
They checked on my brother first, but they was like, no, I'm gone, so they put me in here and they took me out.
Do you recall which hospital you went to?
St. John,
How long were you at St. John's for?
like 12, so I said like no more than like 1 or 2,
You said about a month or two?
yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to the shooting itself really quick, Mr. Adams. From the time you hear risk say, shoot these, I'm not gonna say the word. How long between when that's said and the shooting itself?
You said it one time.
About how long passed? So seconds, minutes between the order to shoot and the shooting itself?
Like, like how you trying to say how, like, so what he said was the shooting,
Yeah, so when you hear risk say, pop these guys, shoot these guys,
how fast it went on.
and then how long after till the shooting?
As soon as he said it, well, that's when the bullets started flying.
Okay, so it's pretty quick,
Right.
seconds, right?
Right.
Okay. And when Risk arrived, did you see how he got there?
Yeah, he got off the car,
Which car?
that 300, but I ain't know all this to feel me, till I know.
So I'm asking you what you saw, okay?
Okay,
That's all I'm
okay.
asking. Did you see him get out of the car?
No, I ain't seen him get off the car.
Did you see any other vehicles on Lappin Street besides that 300 you're talking about?
No, just that.
Okay, and when you are taken out of Lappin, after all this happens, is that car still there? If you know, only if you know.
No, the car was still there.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay. So other than the individuals you saw, Risk Lovesley's and your brother in the house, did you see anyone else at any point?
No, I ain't seen nobody else.
Did you see where Lowe and Sleaze came from?
Yeah, they came out the 300, the car.
Okay, so you saw him get out of the 300?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. I don't think I have any further questions.
Cross examine.
Mr. Adams, on the day of the shooting, have you been living at that house on that then?
Yeah, I've been living there.
Okay. And that means spending the night there?
Spending the night.
Yes.
Yeah, he was there.
Well, either you were or you weren't.
Yeah.
Okay. And who lived at the house with you?
We lived in the house with me.
Yes.
I was living by myself.
Okay. And I believe you at one point referred to it as a trap house, maybe several points, correct?
All right.
Dope was being sold out of the house, correct?
All right.
And you were selling dope out of the house, correct?
No, I'm gonna do with that.
Okay, well, who has something to do with that?
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do it.
I didn't understand what you said.
I'm gonna do it.
That's not my question. Who was selling the dope out of the house?
I don't know the name.
Pardon me?
I was living there. I don't know the name.
Do you know the street name of the person selling the dope out of the house?
No, I was just living there. I ain't nowhere else to stay.
Okay, was your brother selling dope out of the
No,
house?
my brother was only here because me.
Pardon me?
My brother was only here because me.
Didn't you just testify a few minutes earlier, though, that your brother was selling dope out of the house?
But I did.
Okay, did you observe him selling dope out of the house?
I did.
Did you observe him selling dope out
No,
of the house?
I ain't do it.
Pardon me?
No.
Now, you testified about risk, low, and sleaze. Do you know Lowe's real name?
Do I know his real name?
Yeah.
No, I don't know his real name.
And do you know Sleaze's real name?
No.
Do you recall testifying before Judge King before?
Yeah.
Okay. And at the point in time that you testified before Judge King before, did you know Risk's real name?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you tell the prosecutor and the defense attorney Mark Brown that name when they asked you questions?
No, I take that back. No, hold on. Let me. No, I found his real name after all this court stuff.
Okay. Now, after all the court stuff with Judge King, Mr. Keel before, and Mr. Brown, did you have any conversations with the prosecutor about your testimony?
Nigga, I did. Alright, so.
I'm sorry.
Would you say what you said again?
Sure. You recall testifying before Judge King before, I believe it was maybe back in.
Yeah, I did. I just did.
Okay. After that testimony, did you have any meetings with the prosecutor to discuss your testimony in court today?
Yeah.
Okay. When was that meeting?
Yesterday.
Pardon me?
Yesterday.
Okay. And who was present at that meeting?
Right there.
Pardon me?
I don't know what you asked me. Hold on. You asked me, my attorney who I was talking to yesterday?
Yes.
Right there. I don't know his name.
Okay. This gentleman that I'm pointing to right here, Mr. Keel?
Yeah, I think it's him.
Okay. Was anyone else in the room?
No, I think it was him. I don't, bro. One of them. There's one of them.
Okay. One of these two gentlemen at the
Yeah.
prosecutor's table? Okay.
They do look a little alike.
That is true. They could be mugshots in the same photo line.
You know, he used to have a little more hair on his face.
Right. And they discussed your testimony with you yesterday and how to testify in court, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Well, he didn't do that. He told, I was talking to, chopping it up with him, and we was talking like what was. But he didn't tell me how to do what I was doing right now. Nah.
Well, what were y'all talking about?
We talking about what I'm supposed to do with him.
Pardon me?
We was talking about how, we was talking about how, don't do how I was the first time I was in here.
Right, because you used some bad language the first time you were in there, right?
Right.
And in fact, at one point in time, the judge had to tell you to talk like you had some sense, correct?
Right.
Okay. Now, on the day of the shooting at the house, was there anyone else in the house besides you, your brother, Risk, Low, and Sleaze?
Nah.
There wasn't?
Nah.
How long had you been at the house before Risk came over?
Say it again.
You were at the house in Lappin, correct? On the day of the shooting. You got there obviously before Risk got there, correct?
Yeah.
How long had you been at the house before Risk got there that day?
I was already there. I was really chill.
Okay. And when Risk came over, what was the purpose of him coming over?
You should ask him. I don't even know.
Okay. Did you two used to hustle together?
Nah, he used to try to be my pet. That's it.
Pardon me?
He used to try to be my pet. That's it.
Say, he used to try to be your pet.
Peasant.
Okay.
Peasant.
Okay, inquiring minds want to know, what does that mean?
So he used to try to want to hang type thing.
Okay. You get money off you?
Get money off me. No, he just wanted to be like me. That's it. That's all.
Pardon me?
He just wanted to be like me.
You want to be like you?
Yeah.
And was that have an individual that was selling dope out of a trap house?
No, I never nothing to do with no dope. I never nothing to do with no dope.
After the shooting, you were taken to the hospital, correct?
Yeah,
And the police came to see you at the hospital, true?
true.
And you initially lied to the police, did you not?
I did do that.
Pardon me?
I did do that.
Okay. And the police came back and talked to you again, did they not?
Yeah,
Okay. And they asked you about where was the work in the house, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that?
No, I don't.
Well, did the police ask you where the work was at the house?
No, I ain't even get no question like that asked you.
Okay. Did you ever tell the police that the people that robbed you took the work?
I never told them like that.
Okay. Did you ever tell the police that there was boy and girl in the house?
I never said it like that.
Did you ever make the reference boy or there being boy or girl in the house?
I mean, they asked me, I said, I don't know what it is, but
Okay, so you told them you don't know, you told the police you don't know what they mean when they ask you questions like that?
yeah, I don't know what boy and girl is. I was on left to stay there. I ain't had nowhere to go. My dude put me out, man.
Okay, but did you tell the police you didn't know what they meant by both?
Right, I didn't tell them that when I was there with the judge. Right.
Do you know what boy or girl is?
Nah, to this day I still don't.
Okay. Now, when you were at the house that day before the shooting, were you using drugs?
I was like using drugs. No, I ain't got nothing to do with drugs.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what cocaine is?
No.
You don't know what marijuana is?
Well, I know what marijuana is, yeah, for sure.
Okay, you don't know what heroin is?
Never heard of that.
Okay. You don't know what ecstasy, Molly, or anything like that is?
I do know what that is, but
Is there any of that in the house?
I don't know, sir.
No, one more, Judge. Judge Ross, thank you.
Can you redirect?
Oh, Judge, I'm sorry. Last, there was that area I forgot about. You had indicated initially, Mr. Adams, you initially indicated when the prosecutor asked you that my client didn't say anything before the shooting, correct?
Use it one more time.
Sure. Mr. Keogh, the prosecutor, that's the prosecutor's name, asked you if my client said anything before the shooting, and you initially said no, correct?
No, I probably didn't read the word, but we know what we saying to each other. What you mean?
What do you mean, read the words? Were you given a transcript of your last, your testimony at the last hearing?
Yeah.
Was you given that transcript yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. And you read that before testifying today, correct?
Right.
Okay, so, and you would agree with me that when you first testified, you said that the risk didn't say anything before the shots popped off, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mr. Keogh said, whoa, do you recall your prior testimony? And you said a few more times that he said nothing, correct?
I don't record, but I guess, yeah.
Okay. And then after Mr. Kehoe talked to you about your prior testimony, that's when you said that that Risk said something like, shoot those guys, correct?
Right.
Okay. But the fact of the matter is, you don't recall what was said or what happened, correct?
Right.
That's all I have. Thank you, Judge.
You redirect? A few things, Mr. Adams. First, we didn't meet yesterday, did we?
Nah.
You met with us. Sergeant Gunther, to my right, fair?
All right,
Who provided you this transcript you indicated you just had?
Sergeant Grant,
He gave you a transcript?
nah, what's the term? Hold on.
Was it a transcript or your prior statement? you wrote?
Wait, let's say, I wrote it.
Okay, so have you ever seen the transcript of the prior, court proceeding?
Yeah, I think that's what I got here.
So who gave you the transcript?
Sir, do you even know what a transcript is?
No, that's what I'm trying to figure out what it is.
All right, so when we're talking about a transcript, we're talking about the last time that you were here. See that lady that's over there that's doing that typing? She's typing down everything that's being said in the court. Has anybody provided you of your testimony from the last time that you were here?
No,
Okay, so just so we're clear, you're talking about not a transcript, but your prior written statement.
right,
Okay, that's what Officer Gunther went over. Is that fair?
right.
Okay. In terms of your meeting with Officer Gunther, did he ever tell you what to say to that?
No, he didn't tell us what I was gonna say today, no.
Just to stop goofing off like last time,
All
right?
right,
Okay. So in terms of what Mr. Gonick just asked you about what was said, do you recall what was said before the shooting?
no. Yeah, I remember what was in the first shoot.
Okay, because you've given a lot of confusing answers, so I want to make sure we're on the same page. What was said before the shots were fired?
Before the shots was fired, Risky said, shoot these ends.
Shoot these what?
You can say the
You
word.
can say the
He
word.
said, shoot these niggas.
Okay. Since you've been released from the hospital, have you been given any sort of medications that would affect your memory, sir?
No,
Are you on any medications right now?
no, I ain't on that.
And to be clear, you called it a trap house because you knew someone was selling out of that house, right?
All right, you can say it like that, yeah.
Well, I'm asking you, you called it a trap house, fair?
All right,
Okay, because you know someone's selling drugs out of that trap house, right?
yeah,
You're being a little reluctant about talking about it, isn't that fair?
yeah.
Okay. But you testified, as Mr. Connick said, that it was your brother that was selling drugs out of that house, is that correct?
I don't know, I testify about that then, but
But that's, and
I didn't see that.
Mr. Adams, I appreciate that, but you gotta answer my question, okay?
All right,
You testified that it was your brother that was selling drugs out of that house.
no, I ain't testifying that.
You said that earlier today.
That's not true.
Well, who was selling drugs out of that house then?
I said, I don't know who was selling out of that, but my brother wasn't, 'cause my brother was under here when I was there.
Okay, but you know someone was selling drugs out of that
All
house.
right, because I was just living there. Well, not living there, just staying there.
Thank you, nothing further, Judge.
Mr. Adams, I want you to understand a few things about the law. One of which is that you told us that you were in a trap house. We all understand what a trap house is. A trap house is a drug house, right? All right. All right. I don't want you to think that by you telling us that you were selling drugs out of the trap house that you could get in trouble. Because we have a thing in the law called corpus delicti. That means that just by you saying that you sold drugs, you can't get in trouble for that. We would have to have the actual drugs that you sold as well, okay? So it's okay to tell us the truth because your brother was killed, right?
All right,
And you want justice, don't you?
all right,
All right, so it's important that you be absolutely 100% honest. I don't care how bad it makes you look, or how bad it makes your brother look, or anybody else look. We need to know the truth about everything. Understood?
All right,
Okay, can you tell me the truth?
all right, I'm telling you.
All right, so who was selling drugs out of that house?
It was my brother.
Your brother was.
All right,
Okay. So you told us that he wasn't at first because you didn't want him to look bad, right?
all right.
All right. Okay. And did you sell drugs out of there too?
No,
Never?
never.
Okay, you just had to have some place to stay. I think you testified to, is that right? How old are you, sir?
I'm 18.
How far did you go in school?
I got 1 more year and I'm done.
That's important. I want you to finish, okay?
I got you.
Any questions based on my questions?
All right.
You indicated your brother sold dope out of that trap house?
All right, I did.
Okay. And the house wasn't your house, correct?
All right, it was.
Whose house was it?
I don't know who else was it.
Pardon me?
I don't know who else was it.
Okay, well, who did you ask if you could stay there?
Well, I asked,
Yes.
no, I was, it was just around.
Or the house was just around?
Yeah.
Okay, was it an abandoned house?
No, it wasn't no big house.
Did someone live at the house?
Is someone living?
Yeah.
No, nobody living there.
Okay. So you just went in the house without asking anyone?
No, I didn't just do that. It was just, I was just walking up the block, because I be over around 11.
Okay. You were walking up the block and you see a house and you decide, I'm gonna go spend the night at or live at that house for a bit?
No, I ain't said, no, it wasn't like that.
How was it? Like, what was it like? Or what caused you to live there? Sorry.
What caused me to live there, somebody was outside, they was like, I was chopping it up with them for a minute, they was like, I was like, my dudes put me out and then they was like, you trying to stay here and jump? Ooh, I said, I just spend the night and then I ain't trying to live here.
I have nothing else, Judge.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Keough?
I don't think so, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. That's not. Any other witnesses for the people? Any witnesses for the people?
No, sir.
People?
All right, find over at charge with complaint warrant. Speaking just to the testimony from today, Judge, I know you've heard this exam now twice. It's clear from the testimony that the individual identified as risk first appears at the house on Lappin Street, where Mr. Adams and his brother were at, or at least one of the Adams brothers was selling dope out of the house, Judge. At some point, the other two individuals got out of the 300 that Mr. Adams testified himself outside, come to the door, Mr. Adams lets in, and guns are produced. Mr. Adams is taken downstairs. There's a search of the house, he says, comes back upstairs, and at that point, Risk, identified as Mr. Banks here in court today, orders the shooting of both Mr. Adams and his brother. For that reason, Judge, and obviously there's been no other testimony about anyone other than the individual identified as Lowe having a firearm. But certainly under an aid or abettor theory, this is certainly a court's encouragement and goes to the premeditation deliberation aspect of the shooting. The order for a kill shot, and then this is all done during the course of an alleged robbery of this trap house. I think by a probable cause standard, this has been shown that this crime was committed by the defendant in the city of Detroit, that we should be found over to court as charged with a warrant. Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, just briefly, we would object to the bind over. We understand that the prosecution is proceeding under an aiding and abetting theory. As it relates to my client, there was no indication that he participated in any alleged robbery of the Lappin house. the testimony from Mr. Adams was initially that my client said nothing before the shooting. And he maintained that in a few answers while being questioned by Mr. Kehoe. And then when Mr. Kehoe indicated, well, do you recall your prior testimony, prior transcript? Then he changed up and he said that my client said, shoot them ends, you know, heard the word. And then when I cross-examined him, once again, he said he didn't recall what was said. And then I believe on reiterated again. I don't, you know, I understand this is just an exam, but given the conflicting nature of his testimony and the incredible nature of his testimony as it related to a lot of unrelated things to the elements of the offense, I don't think a find over is proper here, Your Honor, and I would ask the court dismiss the case.
Anything else, Mr. Kehoe?
Judge, you've heard both examined and the prior transcript, obviously not substantive evidence, but the fact that he testified consistently with that, I don't think that the inconsistency is really an issue, Judge. And the fact is, you've seen Mr. Adams, he certainly doesn't want to be here. He's very reluctant to talk about what's actually going on in that house, but for good reason, Judge. So I ask that you still find it.
Judge, I know I don't get another say, but I would just object to anything in the former transcript. I believe you, the court knows.
I'm not necessary.
Okay, thank you.
What I will tell you though, is that as our jury instructions indicate, that you can believe all, part, or none of any witness's testimony. So clearly this was a witness who comes with his issues, in that he was less than forthright about the trap house in and of itself. Why? Because they're selling drugs out of it. He knows darn well what boy is, he knows what girl is. He knows who's selling boy, who's selling girl out of that house. He knows exactly what they're doing. He knows what he's doing. He's not just laying his head there because he has nowhere to stay. You don't stay in a trap house without being fully engaged in what's going on. Him and his brother. And he was less than forthright about coming forth and indicating what he was doing there, even what his brother was doing there. For whatever reason, maybe he doesn't want to make his brother look bad. That was the victim, and he wants to keep him in that light of being a victim. I get that. But I do believe him when he says that he saw this 300, I take it he means a Chrysler 300, parked outside. I do believe him when he says the defendant and others came in that house, took him to the basement, and began searching through the house, looking to get the girl, boy, and or money. And I believe him when he says that the defendant said, shoot these ends. The defendant aided and abetted in the first degree murder premeditated of Tyrell Adams. Tyrese Adams Jr. And in the assault with intent to murder Tyrell Adams. In the amount of aid or encouragement one gives another in the commission of the crime, that person can be charged if they are in fact innocent. This defendant, according to this witness, who has every reason to want to seek justice for the death of his brother and the shooting of himself, says what Lowe did, and says what this defendant did. Court does recognize that there was a point in time indicated that the defendant didn't say anything. But then he was reminded of his prior testimony. And then he said, when questioned again, not just about the prior testimony, but what took place on that date, what happened just before the shooting. He was able to give descriptive detail as to not only the shooting, but how much time lapsed between those words that were allegedly uttered by the defendant and then when the shots rang out. So the court is satisfied that people meet their burden of probable cause as it relates to count 1, homicide, murder, first degree premeditated juvenile defendant. Count 2, the felony murder. Well, I don't think it was flushed out as well as it was at the first exam. And the court's not considering the first exam. I'm confined to the corners of this exam. It does appear to this court that there was a robbery or attempted robbery that was going on at this location. And that as a result, Tyrese Adams was killed in the perpetration of that robbery, that armed robbery. So the court will bind over on count 2, as well as count 3, assault with intent to murder Tyrell Adams. Court finding those charges were committed in the city of Detroit. The court finding probable cause to believe this defendant committed will bind the defendant over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for proceedings. His arraignment on the information date and time will be August 8th, 2024 at 9:00 a.m. And it will be remanded to the custody of Wayne County Sheriff. Thank you.